Yo, let's talk about a sensitive topic when joining a competitive Splatoon. So we've all been through the discussion of rank doesn't matter and that competitive is a mindset, not a skill level or letter given to you by the game. How do I feel about that? I agree with this statement. Just because you aren't at the highest rank in the game doesn't stop you from playing competitively at all. You are free to join at any skill level at any time you want. It's a common trope for casuals and new players to believe that you have to be at the highest rank to start playing competitively, and that's not the case at all. So before we go any further in this video, remember this. Now with that out of the way, let's dive into this. While I do agree with the rank doesn't matter statement, I don't completely agree with it. Let's take this in consideration. If you're looking to join an established competitive team, the average rank for players in competitive is pretty much S+, and having access to X battles. Why is that? Well, it's within the damn name, competitive. Of course, the majority of the community is literally going to be at the highest rank. It shouldn't be that surprising or shocking. That's not to say there aren't teams or clans that don't accept players at a lower rank, because there definitely is. Hell, some competitive players actually hold casual clans themselves for new players, or at the very least lower level players start teams among friends or themselves and work their way up. But back to my statement. The majority of the community is at the highest rank when playing competitively. When people say rank doesn't matter, we're saying a letter does not equal someone's overall potential or skill in the game. However, it is kind of like your first impression for people looking for potential players to join their team. When you go to a job interview, the first thing they're looking at is how you present yourself. Then of course the credentials under you that follow. But that first impression is important, as we all know. So if a team sees you around like, let's say B or A rank, and the average community rank is pretty much S+, it's not the best look for you. So you're already at a disadvantage in that department, but that's not including the main issues with this. Let's talk about the experience. Say you decided to join COP at around B or A rank. What would that do for you? Well, here are the pros. You'll learn valuable skills and tricks faster than the average player, as well as improving your overall skill quicker. Number 2, being around other strong players and constantly having assistance from people better than you at the game. I'm probably missing some, but that's all I'm really thinking about the pros. If there's any more, list them down below in the comments. But what about the cons? You're going to be getting absolutely destroyed by most of, if not all your opponents for a good while till you get that improvement. Yes, that includes getting spawn camped. Like I said, you're coming in already below the average in the community, so this shouldn't come as a surprise at all. Are you, as a person, resilient enough to take your ass beating so you can dish them back? Let's be honest, most of you aren't. Nobody likes spending their time constantly getting their ass whooped by everyone else. It's not fun no matter how positive minded you try to be. Number 2, the things you need to do to improve and learn could overwhelm you depending on you as a person and player. When you are still within the A rank, B rank phase, there's still simple mechanics, techniques, tricks you don't understand yet. So while you're trying to learn that, you also gotta learn the basics of competitive Splatoon. Weapon planning, win conditions, positioning, special coordination, etc. Wouldn't it just be better for you to focus your overall mechanics in general before getting into competitive? Since I could only list 2 pros, I'm going to only leave it at 2 cons. However, I'm going to expand upon the second con we're currently talking about. Here's the final subject, and the main reason why I don't agree with the rank doesn't matter quote. Skill tuning. My vocabulary is pretty shit, so I don't know if that's even the right word to use, but I'm going to explain it anyway. What do I mean by skill tuning? I mean that solo queue or the highest rank is the easiest way to always expose yourself to highest level of play. X Battle gives you a sample of sorts, or you'll be facing competitive play. And since you can play that at literally any time, it's the best way to maintain yourself, and if you're a lower level player, even better yourself alongside competitive play. You can't do scrims and tournaments all the time. That's just not feasible unless you and your team literally don't have a life and don't got shit to do. So when you don't have access to those resources, X Battle is right there for you. So when you're below the average rank of the community, you're not getting that same experience in your solo lobbies, which you always have access to. At that rate, you're falling behind everyone else who does have access to X Battles, aka S+ rank. Anything lower than S+ isn't really going to give you that competitive sample, so you're not going to be getting the experience needed to help you improve all the time. Your rank gives me an idea on how much you play the game. It also gives me an idea how much you potentially understand about the game. That's the first impression I'm referring to. And before we wrap this up, I'm gonna say this, because I already know there's gonna be doo-doo heads in my comments saying this, but I don't play solo queue, and I got to a decent level in competitive. Good for you. You're one in a million, my friend. You sat there, took your beatings like a soldier, and grew into the competitive scene. I'm proud of you. Good job. And if you're a higher ranked player saying your rank doesn't matter, that's because it doesn't matter for you. You are an already established competitive player. You already probably hit like 2400, 2400 X power. It doesn't matter for you at that point. I'm seriously going to need her to stop saying this letter and number doesn't matter, because to a certain extent, it really does. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Until then, see you all next time.
She